Hi, this is Kevin. I'm currently the webmaster for LAPs-PDX, Unleashing the Power of Collaboration. I want to take a few minutes of your time today to review the philosophy behind LAPs and also take you on a quick tour of where we are in its functionality. Before we get started, I just draw your attention to why we have a need for LAPs. And this was born out of a study by the PDC that showed that there was a drastic underutilization of women and minorities in architectural, engineering, and technical fields. And this PDC pilot program aims to close that gap with an online collaborative consortium. Let me take you through a quick presentation talking about the philosophies behind the LAPs program, and then I'll try to briefly show you where we're at with the functionality that's currently available. And this is a work in progress, and the goal, as you'll see, is to continuously improve this site to match the needs of the collaborative teams that we're seeking to form. First, the goal is to increase sustainability and equity from use of this coin. We're going to look to increase MWDB participation in architecture, engineering, and professional services. And LAPs is an acronym. It means lateral, agile, partnerships. First, let's look at some definitions that will set up the mission and the guiding principles for the LAPs project. Number one, lateral, the first letter in our acronym. It refers to a new way of thinking, of solving problems through indirect, creative approaches by using reasoning and not necessarily following traditional methodology. Basically, what we're going to try to do is, instead of taking a top-down approach where firms dictate to other firms the way that they work, we're going to try to create more of a horizontal collaborative platform where firms are encouraged to lateral the ball between each other when someone else should be stepping forward to take the lead in a particular expertise or task or project phase. And really what we're trying to do is come up with a playbook for delivering projects that fosters this collaboration between large owners and large design firms and smaller experts in their field to create these super teams. And that brings us to Agile, which is the second letter in LAPs. And Agile refers to a couple of things. One, we're talking about small firms, which are generally more nimble and agile and able to move quicker. But there's another meaning. There's a meaning that's devoted to project management philosophy, that we're looking to uncover better ways and to help others find better ways to do this. And through this, what we're going to stress is individual interactions over the process and the tools. We're going to focus on the customer collaboration over contract negotiations, and we're going to respond to change over following a plan. And basically what we're going to do is featured in this little diagram that symbolizes the Agile philosophy, where there's some feedback that you get, you plan, you implement, you get feedback from that implementation, you plan again in an iterative fashion, and then you keep going and trying to improve. And what we'll do is we'll be looking at large problems that have simple solutions first, and then we'll try to create more detail as we go forward. And you'll see that. That brings us to the last and probably the most obvious, is that we're trying to create partnerships. We want people and parties to agree to cooperate in advance so that they can advance their mutual interest. Instead of having firms that are at odds with each other, let's try to bring folks together so that they can swim together and play in the same pond. What we want to do is foster this give and take relationship over the special challenges. And when we succeed, let's distribute the knowledge that we gain from this success so that others can participate and we can foster this collaboration. Last of all, we just want to get across to you what this idea of a coin is. And a coin is a collaborative innovation network. It's a social construct that a small group of cyber teams that are self-motivated with a collective vision that are enabled by web technology to collaborate and exchange ideas. And the whole idea of the coin is to create this transparency of communication and shared knowledge. Rather than working from hierarchies, we want it to be, again, a horizontal platform that allows all parties to advance. We're looking to have large owners and participants contribute to this equity enterprise of the LAPs project. Some of the features that were planned, and you'll see when we walk through it, are wikis, forums, social tools. There'll be groups that are permissions based so that some people will be able to see some knowledge, some information and not others. And really what we're trying to do is get like-minded people to work together. We'll have company profiles that are using common terms. We'll have a shared set of calendars for public outreach and outreach to owners and collaborators, and we'll try to put up training videos much like you see this one. And ultimately we want easy searching so that you can match MWDBs with other partners, whether they're other small MWDBs or larger owners or larger design firms. And really what we want to see is people that are working together. So we'll have wikis, groups, profiles, shared calendars, and searching mechanisms. And also we'll have links to government-sponsored search engines, but you'll see that ours is very targeted in fostering this collaboration. So we'll always give a shout out for people to participate. We have pilot individuals right now that are working on this beta project, and let's get into it. Here's the web page. First, you can see that this is the address, LAPs. We talked about the philosophy behind the LAPs project, and let's just dive right in. The first thing that you notice when you log in is that you have this big green start button that helps you get to the search mechanism so that you can find your partners. First off, let's say that we're looking for an architect. We can simply click architect and we are brought to a selection of participants and vetted entities that are ready to collaborate. We can take a look at Lika Architects and see that he's an MBE and they specialize in architecture. We get a brief summary as to what it is that he works on. We get some information on previous projects that he has worked on, including snapshots of the project, a little idea of how big the project was and what its status is. Also, you see that we have a brief summary of what services they have, what their certifications are, what their certification number is so that you know that this firm is a certified MWESB firm by the state. You have a list of contacts at the company, address and ways to get in contact with the company. And because we really want to foster collaboration, what we do is we link directly to your contact, and your contact has his own profile that's available to you so that you can review what it is that they do, what's important to them, links to their webpage so that you can go directly to their webpage and get more information about what it is that they do. Also, if the firm has experience working with another LAPs member, we give them an opportunity to tell others that they've worked with another firm, say like EcoReal. And EcoReal, then you can explore EcoReal's information. Also, if the firm wants to allow references on other people that they can talk to about experience with the firm, we give them a link to that other reference so that you can reach out and find out information about that reference. Because I want to show you that there's more information that we can keep track of and that it's not something that you have to give us information to share. We do want to know what your services are. We do want to know what your certifications are, and of course we want your certification number. But if you have multiple contacts at the company, you can have multiple contacts and talk about what their specialties are. Also, one thing that we highlight and would like to have happen, since the whole idea is collaboration and responding quickly to opportunities, we have the ability for you to pull down a statement of qualifications of the firm, so that if you're responding to an RFP or an RFQ, that you can look a little bit deeper as to what it is that this firm has to offer, and maybe include them in your RFP response, so that there's not a long drawn out email exchange and let's get together, and you're pre-vetted and you know who it is that you're working with. And as I said, everybody has their access to their previous projects, so that you can get a quick snapshot. So I think that covers finding firms. And as I try to say, is that what we're trying to do is try to make it simple, allow you to find the specialty that you're looking for, give a snapshot of what it is that you do, and allow you to connect with the other entity. And because we don't want to limit partnerships to just LAPs participants, we do give links to other search engines that we find. In this case, here's the search engine for the state to find MWESB firms. Give you an idea of what it is that how you can go about searching for MWESBs through the state. Or OWAMI. And as you can see, searching through these search engines, you sometimes have to know where it is that you're going and how to find the firm. This is more the norm, that you have to weed through and find someone that you're looking for, and then you have to go to their webpage and muddle through their set of information on how they want to present to you what it is that they do. And really what we're trying to do is give a snapshot as quickly as possible to what it is that people do, and try to give a format that is the same, so that you can see clearly the information that you're most interested in. So I think that covers a little bit about how to search, but there's other things that we have. Again, as we mentioned in the presentation, we have a calendaring system so that you can see bidding opportunities and other networking events. You can review forums so that you can participate in conversations. And all of this is available without logging in. And as you can see, these are the things that you can get to, search for MWSBs in forums. And the other thing that we're trying to foster is this whole idea of groups, that each group will have its own page, much like this home page, so that they can share information and related articles that are of interest to that group. Now when you log in, you'll see that you're presented with more information and more resources, that there's information links, so that if you're looking for information that's of interest to MWESBs, that you can find that, get directly to the website to find information about something that's happening at the PDC, or comment about the PDC, so that you can comment about the best way that you've found to work with the PDC, or what has worked for you. And again, these comments can be made into a forum entry so that you can talk about how to work better with the PDC, whoever else. And because we want to keep people informed as to what it is that is planned next, we have a feature request, going back to the idea of the Agile partnerships, that we want to communicate what features are planned and when they should be coming online. And the way that we get these feature requests is from the outreach meetings and the networkings that we talk about, and then we also have a suggestion form on the site so that you can go ahead and fill out You know, I would like to add a feature and say what that feature is and submit the information, and then we'll review it and potentially plan it and let it show up on the feature request page so that you're able to see what it is that we're working on. Down at the bottom here, as we talked about, we have the continuous improvement loops. We have the informational links. Also, again, reiterating what it is our mission, DMWBE participation in the engineering and professional services in Portland and beyond. And we want to give a shout out to our sponsors again. I want to thank you again on behalf of EcoReal and the rest of the LAPs participants, the pilot participants. This is where we're at. This is a continuous improvement story, and we want to thank you, and we hope that you reach out and participate and support. Thank you.